Bitcoin is headed to $100,000 by the end of 2021. Those are not my words, but rather the words of Mike McGlone, chief commodity strategist at Bloomberg. Now we're going to take a look at the Bitcoin and Ethereum charts and all of the news that are driving the markets today. Let's go. What is up, everybody? I'm Scott Melker, also known as the Wolf of All Streets. Before we get started, please subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and hit like, tap, punch, smash that like button right down below, that little thumbs up. Thank you so much for doing that. Now, listen, as I said in the intro, Mike McGlone at Bloomberg is predicting that Bitcoin will still hit $100,000 by the end of the year. He posted a paper on it and then also this tweet. What gets Bitcoin near 100K? Crude oil to $50. So he's not only bullish on Bitcoin, but very bearish on crude oil. Enduring trends. Bitcoin is poised to resume its bull market and crude oil its bear trend in 2H. That's the second half of the year. With profound macroeconomic implications in our view, the benchmark digital asset represents rapidly advancing technology and deflation. So we know that he's saying here basically that inflation is inevitable and Bitcoin represents a deflationary asset that can fight it and act as a hedge. I think that everyone agrees when you zoom out, regardless of all the price levels and all that price action and the ranging, and it's going to be 30, 35, 25, 20. We all know that central banks will continue to print money. Inflation is real and that Bitcoin is the best hedge against it. Zoom out and stop stressing out. Now, next, onto the big story in the markets right now. Robinhood IPO to get cold shoulder from Reddit's meme stock army. Don't buy it or short it. Forget about Robinhood. Now, interesting that Robinhood is going to IPO. Everybody knew that that was going to happen, but more interesting that their very core users who have used it to trade these meme stocks and meme coins seem to hate the platform and want nothing to do with it. Why? Because they're used to being locked out when they need to place their orders, because the buy button was turned off on GameStop when the sell button was still on, and because of a myriad of other issues that they've had with the platform that they feel has deserted them over time. Robinhood's had a lot of regulatory issues as well, has seen some fines. This is going to be a very spotty situation. But I think the real story here is how Robinhood makes their money that came from their S1 filing. The block went pretty deep into this, talking about it. Here are the three big takeaways. One, PFOF frets. PFOF is payment for order flow. Very simply, the way that Robinhood makes 81% of their money is they take the order flow of their clients and they sell it to high-speed trading firms who then enact the orders. Like we often talk about, if there's no trading fees, then you are not the customer, you are the product. And I think that their users know that they are, in fact, the product. Now, the problem here is that regulators are going to be looking at this practice, and also if the customers or anyone gets disgruntled with that, it could reflect poorly on them. They could desert them, and 81% of their revenue would effectively disappear. Number two takeaway was a strong crypto footprint. 88 billion of the 420 billion that they made in the first 3 months of this year were in crypto. But that also is largely on meme coins, Doge being really the heaviest probably volume of all of those. As Dave Weisberger said here, the intense speculation into meme coins as the rally in Bitcoin stalled soaked up a lot of the potential investment demand at the same time that leveraged Bitcoin players were the majority of the buy interest. He says that the Doge numbers in Q1 from Robinhood are very telling about the level of speculation. If we have retail going back to their lives and their jobs and not interested in trading meme stocks and meme coins, Robinhood could lose a huge percent of their business, which also makes it very risky. And finally, the third takeaway, adopting a unique IPO structure. Robinhood is taking a tranche of the shares for their IPO and offering them to their customers. This could put a hell of a lot of sell pressure on when the IPO actually launches if those people buy those shares and dump them. The bottom line, even Robinhood is admitting that their own stock may end up being a meme stock like the ones that are so popular on their platform. Now back to crypto. Visa's crypto partnerships grow by 43% in 4 months. Absolutely astounding. They went up from 35 to 50 active partnerships with crypto firms. These are largely people who are going to launch credit cards with Visa that are crypto based. We know about the Coinbase card, Binance card, Crypto.com, and of course the BlockFi card that is just launching. This is absolutely huge for mainstream adoption. This is real companies partnering with Visa to do rewards and other things in crypto. And to that end, they crossed $1 billion spent via their crypto link cards in the first 6 months of the year. $1 billion people have spent with the existing cards without most of them even coming online. If you want to talk about mainstream adoption, this is how we do it. this is how we get there. And besides crypto card programs, Visa has also entered into stablecoin settlements. The company recently became the first major payments network to use the USDC stablecoin to settle a transaction. Talking about USDC, stablecoin firm Circle to go public in $4.5 billion blank check deal. Huge. USDC, the company behind them, Circle, is going to go public. They are also largely backed by Goldman Sachs. Of course, Goldman Sachs, so anti-Bitcoin, but they're a backer of USDC and of Circle. This will be an absolutely huge offering, bringing more mainstream attention to the crypto space. Earlier this year, Circle co-founder and CEO Jeremy Allaire predicted that the company's USDC is on track to surpass payments giant PayPal in terms of transacted dollar value. That will happen. It looks like it's going to happen, especially with a strong partnership with Visa. And finally, in political news, recently we saw that Cynthia Lummis, who we know all owns Bitcoin, and Alabama Congressman Barry Moore, who was also investing in Cardano, Doge, and Bitcoin, I believe. Well, now we've added another in his disclosure. Senator Pat Toomey buys into Grayscale's Bitcoin and Ether trusts. His disclosures revealed that he purchased between $1,000 and $15,000 of each. It is wonderful to see politicians coming into this space and at least gaining a bit of exposure. Now let's take a very quick look at the charts. The Bitcoin daily chart, boring. Dude, I'm reading all of these analysis. It lost the key level of this. It's going to here and whatever. It's boring. We're overanalyzing something that's not happening. Above 42,000 good, below 30,000 bad. That's basically where we are at the moment. And even if it goes below 30,000, maybe it spends a little time in the 20s before heading back up, right? There's not so much to talk about. There's a million indicators. There's a million strategies. We are ranging. We have been ranging for almost 2 months and nothing is happening. The key level of 33, the key level of 35, the key level of 36. We all talk about it as technical analysts. None of it matters, right? We have to get out of this infernal range before we can talk about any of that. But since we must look at the charts, we do have this descending channel on the daily, still kind of trading around the EQ, this descending dash line right here, still holding this ascending blue support for the moment. But most notably, there's no volume. Nobody's trading this. Exchange volumes were down by over 50% last month, month over month. Nobody's trading it. Nobody's interested right now, and that's fine. Volume comes in when you need it. It will be interesting to see if volume comes in when we break down or when we break up. Drilling in really quickly to the 4-hour chart, you can see rejected here at the EQ of the major trading range. Bouncing off this support right here, a little bullish SFP breaking below, but really none of this is particularly significant, right? I mean, we've been trading now since June 18th. We've been trading basically between 36 and 30 with one drop below. We need to get back up in the top half of this range to even start talking about bullish movement of 42 and above. But for now, I call this sideways chop. Call me when something exciting happens. Now, notably, and you'll see a lot of people talking about the Bitfinex shorts. This is probably one whale have been piling up again. This is when Bitcoin dropped to 30, I think, before, and then it unwound. Price went up, dropped below 30, down as price went up, and now those shorts are building again. So it will be interesting to see if price continues down as these shorts go up or if they unwind once again. Quick look at Ethereum, Bitcoin. Now, you know we had a chart, Now, you know we had a trade from the bottom of the range here to the dash line. It did ultimately get slightly above, but that really was the target. Now you can see a clear ascending wedge here. If this breaks down, I'd be looking for Ethereum, Bitcoin to break down a bit further. But really, again, not much to see here. We want to see price back above this EQ. Not encouraging that it broke down, so maybe you start looking at this area or below if it does break below. But really, again, this is also sideways. This was the move down here from like 0.055 up to like 0.069. That was clear. That's the move you wanted to be in. Now wait and watch and see, especially if this little local support breaks down. Ethereum USD, clear bearish divergence. The bull divs at the bottom of the range sent us up, and now we have bearish divergence, rejection right around the mid-range and coming down. We do have kind of hidden bullish divergence from here to here, but that's over a longer period than I really like. Once again, I think maybe start looking at supports lower if it drops, but ultimately we want to be squarely trading back in the top of the range and heading to the top. I know the analysis isn't that much because there's not that much to talk about when the market is sideways, and that is fine. That's all the news and information that I have for you today. Thank you guys for checking it out. Remember to please sign up for my newsletter down in the description. Also check out my sponsor Femex down there and everything else that I have going on. Until next time, peace.